Hey folks, welcome to the Coastal Stoic. I'm Craig, here on less than sunny, kind of a breezy, windy, stormy Saturday afternoon on the central east coast of Florida, hanging out here with the pups by the canal. And a story came up in my head the other day about a time I used to do some business with artisans and some indigenous folks down in Costa Rica and Nicaragua and Panama even. I didn't go to Panama, but some people who worked with artisans and artists in Panama, they we bought these tagua nut carvings, and we bought some other masks that were made from the Barranca down in Costa Rica. Anyway, I traveled down there quite a bit for a few years, and on one of my trips, I was in San Jose. I love San Jose. Not so much the Turisto spaces, the Mercado Central, and places that were just really, I don't know, intriguing to me for this old Florida boy going down there, seeing the world a little bit more. It was really quite fun. So we're talking maybe, 15 years ago or so. And one trip, I was getting ready to head back. I would fly out of San Jose, and I wanted to get some souvenirs, a couple of trinkets for my kids who were back home as I was traveling down there. I'd been up in the northern part of the country working with some people, and I was getting ready to fly out. And I went to, there's this open market there, and they have, trinkets of baubles, and there's fruit and vegetables and stuff like that there. But mostly this is a little more of a touristo spot. But I get there, and my Spanish at that time now is horrific. At the time was probably talking to maybe I don't know, 8 or 9-year-old with my level of ability, but I was able to communicate a bit. But as I'm walking through, and just the Tico people were and are just these wonderful human beings. They were beautiful inside and out. And I'm walking, and there was this one stall that people were selling things, a mom and her daughter, and the little girl's maybe 5 years old. And she was beautiful, but she had this big, juicy mango, and she was just chomping down on it. It looked so good. And I looked at her, and in my broken Spanish, I won't even butcher it today, but I told her that I thought that looked really delicious, and she looked happy. And she smiled with the mango pulp on her face, and she was just really adorable, and her mom smiled, and they didn't have anything I wanted at that time. But anyway, I walked on and didn't think anything more of it. And I get a few more stalls down, maybe 8 or 10 stalls down, and I'm just looking and trying to find something that I think my boys might like. And I feel a tugging on the back of my shirt, and I turn around. Here's this little girl, this little 5-year-old girl. Now, to understand the people selling things in these markets, they're trying to make a living, and they don't have a lot. Now, they probably have a lot of mangoes because a lot of fruit and everything grows there, but they don't have a lot of money. They don't have a lot of resources at that time, especially. And there's a beautiful little girl who found me, pulled on my shirt, and she has a mango in her hand, and she reaches up and she offers me this mango. And stupidly, ignorantly, gringo-ly, I said, thank you. And I went to go pay her, give her some money for this mango, and she would not accept. She said, no, 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 no. And I just found that to be a beautiful moment. And I walked back with her to her stall, and I thanked her and her mom, and I was just very kind, and I took this mango. And I'm leading to a crime here because it moved me so much. I wanted to come home and tell my wife about this beautiful little girl who just gave me this mango that she could have sold. I would have gladly given them money for this. Wasn't even thinking about it at the moment when I complimented her. But just out of kindness, just out of just being a good person and good people, they gave me this mango. And I took it home. So when you check the box when you're coming, are you bringing fruits or anything like that? I checked no, of course, but I did have a mango in my suitcase. And I got home, unloading, talking. I'd gotten a couple things for the boys. They're giving them the stuff, and I pulled out the mango. And I was like, "What? What is that?" And I explained to her what had happened, and I was like, this, like, I got to tell you the story. And I told her the same story that just moved. I said that too many times, but it did. It moved. It just made me feel good about humanity. And I looked at that mango, and I wanted to eat it, and I said, I'm going to let this ripen a little bit. Let this ripen a little bit. And as I looked at the mango every day, I saw this mango, and it made me think of this little girl and think of that beautiful moment. And I'll be damned if I didn't just let the damn thing go too far. And it just wasn't good. When it finally came time, I was like, okay, I'm ready. It was just too ripe. It was just almost rotten at that point. And I let that moment and memory allow me to let the fruit rot. And I'm sure there's a message in there. I'm sure that there's some sort of thing that has me, that I should be thinking about, embrace the moment and allow it to go full circle, and don't just let the fruits of your labor just sit on a windowsill and rot in front of you, instead of just embracing them and taking them at that moment. Okay, that's fine. But at the end of the day, what I really came away with, and even so 15 years later, 16 years later, I have a memory, and I can see this little girl's face just as clear as day right now, in this little open air market on the streets of San Jose, Costa Rica, giving me this mango. And just, she was, wearing an old shirt and old shorts, and just happy as could be, and so kind. And I love her for that, and I love her for giving me that moment. And I wonder if, like, we could, and this is the holiday season, the Christmas season, Hanukkah season, holiday season, to where hopefully giving is more important than receiving. That's what we're told. And I wonder if that might not, and it did for me, I guess, in a sense, lead to being more giving and less wanting, although I do have my wants for sure. But I just wanted to share that story of this beautiful girl giving something, this fruit, this mango, to this dude. She has no idea who I am, and just out of kindness. And I wonder if out of kindness we could just give a smile, a handshake, a hot cup of soup to somebody who needs it. If we could just do that a little bit more, and just make the world a little bit of a better place. A little bit of a better place. And I'm sorry, I'm transitioning, I'm segueing. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I talk to my students oftentimes about how insignificant we are in the whole of it. So, 8 billion people plus, and what am I? I'm nothing, right? But I'm a lot. I'm something to the people in my own little orbit, in my own little world. My wife, my kids, my grandkids, my students, my friends, my family, my brother, my sister-in-law, my nephews, my nieces. Like, I am somebody to them, and I do, excuse me, I do matter to them. And not just inside of our orbit there, we have the potential, with the ability to, like, shift and change somebody, and just out of an act of kindness, and not malice, just kindness. Forget the malice, it's gone. Just do something kind and give what you can. And again, it doesn't have to be tangible. Intangibles are so meaningful. And I just love that girl for having done that to me, and being there. And if I could, I would just give her a big hug and a big thank you even today. Thank you so much. Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you so much for listening, if you listened, and hope you have a great day, and give.